For a country with around over 50 million people, South Korea has one of the most competitive airline markets, and even more so with among the budget carriers in the country, where there are currently 6 active low-cost airlines. With this in mind, a recent move by one of the biggest low-cost airlines, Jeju Air, is looking to shape the landscape of the South Korean airline market after its parent company, the Aekyung Group, announced it would acquire a majority 51% stake in fellow low-cost competitor Eastar Jet, an airline that has been struggling primarily due to ongoing geopolitical issues, more specifically with the ongoing trade tensions between South Korea and Japan, which has hit airlines from both countries, but more specifically those from South Korea. To be clear, while this has been announced by the Aekyung Group, no formal agreement has been signed, though according to reports that the deal could be finalized before the end of this year. If not, it could happen within early 2020. As part of the agreement, the Aekyung Group, the owner of Jeju Air, will acquire the 51% stake in Eastar Jet worth of around 70 billion Korean won, or roughly around $59 million US. This move by Jeju Air's parent company comes at a time when all airlines from South Korea have been struggling with weakened travel demand to and from Japan due to the ongoing trade tensions between the two countries. And Japan happens to be a very important market for these low-cost airlines, as well as the legacy carriers of Korean Air and Asiana, an added challenge that Asiana has had to deal with during its very own sales process this year. While Jeju Air also has a strong presence in Japan, Eastar was more heavily affected with 46% of its network with routes to Japan, with the airline serving 8 cities including Tokyo's Narita and Haneda airports, making it 9 points of entry to the country. Another contributing factor has been the groundings of the Boeing 737 MAX, which just so happens that Eastar Jet has received 2 of the jets and it has cost them dearly to keep them in storage, with a report from the Korea Times estimating that the cost to maintain these grounded aircraft amounts to around 800 million Korean won per day. And given the time since the groundings have occurred, this has eaten up in the operating costs of the airline. Eventually, during the second half of the year, things have taken even worse of a turn, as Eastar, along with other airlines in South Korea, cut flights to Japan, and even Jeju Air had reported losses. Though the situation at Eastar Jet was so dire that reports surfaced that airline employees were not being paid since October. For this situation, any observer could safely say that this airline could have gone out of business before this year's end. So not only this is possibly seen as a lifeline for Eastar Jet, it can be the first move of consolidation seen in South Korea's aviation market, even going farther throughout the region, which has been seen as fertile ground for budget airlines to thrive in. This may not be the case anymore, as some airlines such as Eastar has been struggling, and this is definitely something we could see in the future, not just in South Korea but in other countries as well. For the time being, there is no indication that the Eastar brand will go away, with both Eastar and Jeju Air operating as 2 separate operations, though in the future this could change. And while South Korea's government has been very supportive in approving entrepreneurs looking to start new budget airlines in the country, such as newcomers Aero-K, Flygangwon, and Air Premia, which are set to take off within next year, the South Korean government will definitely pay more attention to the low-cost airlines that have been started and those already in operation. And we can look no further for evidence in this with a recent move by the South Korean Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transportation's decision to fine 3 low-cost airlines of South Korea, including Jeju Air, for safety violations and imposing new tougher requirements for potential airlines looking to start business in South Korea. These issues among the South Korean low-cost airlines and the results of the intense competition among the carriers and the newcomers will be one of the most interesting aviation topics to follow in the upcoming year. On a side note, this video will be published on December 25th and this has been recorded earlier. However, I still want to wish every one of you a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching. This has been another edition of Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene from the Asia Pacific. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, thank you for watching and have a great day.